people watching.
There. Thank you, Adam. Good to see you. We got signal now.
Yeah.
We forgot to hit the magic button.
We weren't saying anything of consequence before then anyways. Literally.
You missed nothing.
Yeah, you missed nothing but empty calorie verbalization.
We're the Gosslings. He's Jonathan. I'm Nick.
Yep. And
I have long, skinny arms.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all we got.
And I have done absolutely nothing for the past at least 30 hours. I rediscovered my I use a Lenovo ThinkPad laptop, and it's like it's one of the last laptops with a CD-ROM drive, with an optical drive. Right. And so I discovered my old Diablo 2 game CDs, and I have them on CDs. And you can download them from Blizzard, and you can download all the stuff from Blizzard, and then you got to patch it if you're running Windows Me or Windows 10 or Windows 7 or whatever. I run Windows 10, and for some reason, just loading up the CDs, no problems.
Good.
So like for the past 30 hours, I have been doing nothing but going through.
You've been neck deep in Diablo.
I have been
crushing levels.
Yeah, I have been deep in Diablo.
Fighting the forces of darkness.
Yeah, I've just been palading my way around, just whacking demons.
That's
accomplishing.
No judgment here. I mean,
I've sent out like 2 emails for the books. I've
that's good.
Approved Adam's. Adam submitted his first 15 minutes for. It was a good time, Adam. I'm really enjoying it. I burned through a pack of batteries on the mouse already. The little USB, the Bluetooth mouse. So it's been great. And in doing so, I remembered how much of that game. I hung on to 3 PC games, Diablo 2, Myth, the Total Codex, which is Myth, the Fallen Lords, and Myth Soulblighter. Not Myst, Myth. So
right, yeah.
You guys,
Myth, big difference.
Yeah.
I remember Myst.
Yeah.
Boring game.
Yeah, we barely made it into that. And then Thief, the Dark Project, and Thief 2. So like in those 3 games, it's amazing in like going back and looking at them how much they have inspired the Heavenly Realms series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, like in
what's the ratio? Diablo, Myth, Thief.
Diablo is the heaviest.
Do you think so?
No, well, Diablo and Myth. Thief, there are certain elements of Thief that really come in handy. I'm pretty sure I got the glyphs from Thief, but they were in Diablo too. And
Adam's familiar with the game Thief.
Yeah, dude, you guys would probably love Thief over there because so much of it, like the design team, Looking Glass Studios, they went to England and I think to Czech Republic, and they went to all these different places in Europe and just took a bunch of pictures of architecture. And Thief was originally designed as a game where it was like a dark version of King Arthur, where you were Mordred and you were the anti-hero, and King Arthur was like this oppressive ruler. And so you were like sneaking through Camelot, stealing things from King Arthur. And they eventually turned it into something else. But especially Adam, as a narrator, someone who pays a lot of attention to sound, you would especially like Thief because most of Thief is really, because it's the first-person sneaker, like the first-person stealth game to ever be made, it relies really heavily on auditory cues. So, like, you got to watch what you're walking on, whether it's carpet or tile. You got to, you can listen for the guards and see how close they are. It's a bunch of cool little things like that. But yeah, deep dive into the nostalgic origins of the crap that I write that no one reads.
You sounded like you felt guilty for diving into that for the past 30 hours.
A little bit. I mean, I've been getting over a cold, so it's a little justifiable. But I remember sitting at my desk at one point and just thinking, this is 100% resistance to me writing Sasquatchalypse. I don't want to write it. I don't really care. I'm not into it. I just want to play Thief or Diablo. I just want to play. And you know what? You don't like it? Hey,
it's your time. It's your time.
Yeah.
Do what you want with it.
Yeah. So that's what Daddy's been doing. It's a lot of fun. If you have an optics drive, find the old CDs on eBay and play them. They're an awesome time. Or just watch it on YouTube. Tons of people do playthroughs, And dude, Diablo 2 is the artwork, the music, the level design, like all of it is just, it's really, really cool. It's like grim sort of gothic, like dark fantasy. It's not really like high fantasy. It's really interesting, really unique. The music especially. The music is great in it. So anyways, that's been my life.
That's been your life. That's only been your past, 30 whatever hours.
These are the only hours of the
But
week
you got some,
where I did anything constructive.
Really? You didn't do any writing since last week either?
I don't think so. I think I was thinking back on it, and honestly, man, like, I basically doubled the page count of Empyrean Falling over the past 5 months.
Yeah.
I did finish reformatting Sturm and Drang from Adam's thing that he gave me.
Okay.
So that was an accomplishment.
That's good.
But as far as like writing anything new, no, not really.
Okay.
I didn't. I had a crazy dream.
Well, you haven't been feeling well too.
Yeah.
That's a legitimate excuse.
I think.
Cold. You're feeling crappy.
Yeah. Well, and there's that school of thought that like Pressfieldian yeoman like, workmanship attitude of like start the next one tomorrow, But then also honestly, like, I don't know about you guys, but I've been doing this crap for 20 years and like, take a couple weeks off, you finish a project, unless you're just like hungry to get back into the next one, take a couple weeks off.
Absolutely.
Take
a couple months off.
Yeah. Take whatever.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? Do you do it like that, or do you just immediately, or do you have multiple plates going?
Well, there's, there's the plan.
Oh yeah.
But then there's the reality.
Yeah. Right.
And it never has anything to do with writing or book stuff, but something outside me will happen. Some emergency or getting sick or whatever it is. And it'll just kind of knock the wind out of my sails. Oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden I'll realize how tired I am. Mm-hmm. And I'll just feel burnout. And so it'll be a month or 2 months before I actually start writing again. That happened like 3 times last year.
No kidding.
That's why it took me so long to finish book 5 of the Travelers League. It took forever for me to get around to finishing that.
Okay.
That
did take a while. I remember you starting to kind of seem a little strung out over that one.
I was just frustrated. I just couldn't get the motivation to do it. And then finally the motivation happened, and along with I carried that momentum into writing Harry Half Moon, which I just cranked out in 2 months' time.
2 months?
2 months, Harry Half Moon.
Wow.
Henry Half Moon. Yeah. And that was on the back end of finishing book 5 finally, because I was so excited about finishing book 5. I was like, finally, I'm back in the groove of writing. Yeah. I'm going to keep writing and go into Henry Half Moon, and I sailed through it. It was great. Wow. Yeah, but when you're in the middle of that, when you're in your momentum, you feel like, oh, I got this. I can do this 24/7 for the next 5 years. Yeah, and that's not true.
Yeah,
it's not true.
No, it feels that way in the moment.
Yeah.
You wrote all of Henry Half Moon in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just the first draft, or was that in completion? Like completed?
Well, I don't write a second draft. I write a first draft.
Right.
I do a self-edit, and then I send it to Sue to edit to an editor.
Right, yeah.
And then she goes through 2 rounds of edits, and then I have a couple of proofreaders, and they read it too. And they're doing that while Sue is doing her edits.
Oh, okay.
So I compile all the edits into one final version.
Right. How long does that process normally take?
It shouldn't have to take more than, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It shouldn't. It depends on, how soon my proofreaders get things back to me. It could take a couple months depending on how busy they are. But really getting the professional editing back is what's most important.
Yeah.
And so that can, Sue's quick, man. She'll have it back in a week.
Do you, Sue's pretty quick. Do you set a deadline for your beta readers?
I do. Yeah. I say I need this back by a certain date, and they typically do.
If they don't, do you?
I move forward.
Yeah.
I move forward.
That's the thing. That's the thing that people who are involved with independent artists have to realize is that you are not the most important person in the mix. Mm-hmm. Whether you're the cover artist, whether you're the publisher, whether you're the agent, whether you're the marketing person, whether you're the beta reader or the editor. You are not the most important person in the mix, and you dance to my timetable. And I tell you when to be done, and if you're not done, we either start deducting money from you get punished, or cut that fat and throw it in the waistband.
Sometimes
out.
you gotta, sometimes you have to change horses in the middle of the race. Is the bottom line.
Yeah.
That happened with my old cover designer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That soft-eyed millennial didn't deserve your money. So.
Soft-eyed millennial.
Soft-eyed, soft-handed.
That barrel full of boiled peanuts.
Yeah, dude, he was. I mean, you want to talk about no intestinal fortitude. He's got as much grit and sand as a soggy bowl of cream of wheat.
Talented as heck, though, man. I mean, just super talented.
Yeah.
But he just didn't have he just didn't have any professional savvy.
Right.
About him.
Yeah.
He's there's just he's young. He's just learning to do there.
Yeah, and you know what? My first one too, same problem. Except he didn't have youth on his side. He was my age, if not maybe closer to your age. I mean, he was in that 35 to 40, yeah. And same deal, man. And
I remember.
Yeah, I might be willing to I might take back what I said about going to England. I might be willing to go to England just to find him.
No.
Yeah, just to pay him a visit.
Yeah,
Guy Ritchie style. I mean, God bless his heart. So
get a one-way ticket. At the minimum.
Yeah.
Get there, feel things out, and then decide if you want a return trip.
Yeah. I mean, if I can, I might be
that way you don't lose any money, just in case.
Yeah, I might be trying to smuggle myself onto a boat, Indiana Jones style, back to the U.S. Because I'm a wanted man for wall-to-wall counseling.
Just go to Mexico.
I know.
Didn't walk right in for free.
Yeah. Then I could just go to the southern border and just just come right up. I'll tell you the other problem I had with some of my other cover artists, like the ones that did Triptych Codex, is they would argue with me about what looked good. Like I would tell them, no, I want it to look like this. They would be like, no, that doesn't look very elegant. I'd be like, I didn't ask, so do it.
Yeah.
Do what I tell you. I'm paying you.
Yeah. For sure.
And that's the thing that
you know what you want your books to look like.
Yeah, and if it fails, it's my fault because I made the decisions.
Yeah.
The buck stops with the author, and
in self-publishing.
Yeah. Now in normal publishing, you have no say over anything.
In loser publishing.
Yeah, yeah. In chump publishing.
Yeah.
So. Anyways, trials and tribulations. But thank God we have Adam, who does his work. See, he knows. He says a deadline is a deadline.
Yep.
And you probably have heard this conversation before.
Deadline's a deadline.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. Yeah, Jason. By the way, Cameron rearranged my room, and we swapped rooms, and Cameron did a whole thing. I got my bookshelf set up now with my cover that Nick framed for me as a Christmas gift. And then I have this picture of Jesus that my great aunt gave to me that if you stare at it long enough, it looks like he's weeping, and then it looks like he opens his eyes. It's really cool. It's really weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Does it talk to you?
Only when I've had a lot of whiskey.
Will you tell me what he says?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Can I submit questions?
For a mild indulgence. For mild plenary indulgence. And then Jason, the third thing on the bookshelf is your cover, and I get a chuckle every time I look at it. And I really do got to figure out how to make that into a special edition cover just for Jason.
Yeah,
where I take out everything that's referencing a horse, because he hates horses.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Like he stopped reading the book because it had horses in it.
Yeah,
Which Jason, let's talk about that by the way for a minute. I'm going to explain to you. Why you're wrong and dumb. No. See, it's more fun when you can actually talk back and forth because then he can call me dumb too. But flying in the Heavenly Realm series is the equivalent to running. And so when you were in the military, how far could you run in full gear and still be combat effective? Only so far. That's why you take the Humvees and the helicopters, to conserve the energy. So it's the same thing with horses in the books. So it makes sense.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Anyways, so
very good, very good. And quick shout out to Mike Stieber, who's watching on
Mike.
the Fringe Mythology stream. Thanks, man. Thanks for checking us out and watching. We are a couple of newbie self-published authors trying to figure everything out. We try to be as pretentious as we possibly can be to fool you guys into thinking we know what we're doing.
And angry.
Yeah. That just comes along with not having any, success. That's just part of the game.
I think I'd still be
so
angry.
uptight and tense.
Yeah.
You think it'd be, even if you were super successful, you'd still be angry?
I think I'd still hate people just the same. Yeah.
Well, Stephen King is still creepy AF.
Yeah. See,
I mean, he's
George
still
R. R.
creepy,
Martin
dude.
is still a misanthropic little troll, and he's had all the success you could possibly have.
He is.
You know?
He's a troll. I don't even think he knows what to do with the money.
No. What do you? I mean, now that Epstein Island is closed down, what do you do?
He didn't have a shot on Epstein Island.
Yeah, even they're like, it's going to cost a little extra for you, Tubbo, the Howard Taft of the writing community. He looks like a ball of lard with pubic hair stuck on.
Oh, yeah, that's hard. And that little cap,
that
black
stupid little cap that he wears.
Oh man,
his little suspenders.
Oh man,
yeah. His books are middling at best, but that's why they're successful.
Because they're middling?
Yes. Yeah, I noticed like in 2010 when I was reading through them, because I didn't read them until then, reading them and watching the show at the same time. And as I was reading the books, I was like, you know what? This is not Stephen Pressfield. This is not Hemingway-esque material. This is like one step above Dean Koontz. This is one step above Stephen King. It's not erudite. It's not going to drive you to the dictionary. It's very accessible, and that's what you need. You need that Dan Brown level of mediocrity in order to, So if you want to be successful,
heard it here, folks.
Yeah,
Dan Brown level of mediocrity,
dude. Dan Brown.
I want Dan Brown level of income. That's what I want.
Dan Brown barely rates as mediocre. Dan Brown is arguably one of he'll make you dumber reading his books. If you think Dan Brown is good, bless your heart.
My writing's pretty,
But you write for kids, man.
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, I've only been writing for 2 years.
You know what sickens me too is that Nick has only been writing for 2 years, but he automatically has handles on things that took me 10 years to figure out.
Like what?
Like pacing, character development, voices, giving voices to certain characters. It just, it's like,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Nick, he knows what he's doing. And I
appreciate that.
He kind of knows what he's doing. Yeah.
Learning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Learning from people like you.
Yeah.
Grinding for 20 years.
Yeah. Just grinding in my little organ grinder monkey box, oblivious to the world.
Yeah, I think you didn't start writing too early, but it's unfortunate that, self-publishing wasn't an option when you did finish your first novel.
Oh yeah.
Because it would have been such an amazing opportunity and solution for you back then. I came along way after self-publishing was already a very established thing, and people were having a lot of success doing it.
Yeah.
So I got to I could compare traditional self-publishing. Traditional seems like a lot of work and a pretty long shot for someone new like me.
Yeah.
So I could do the self-publishing route, and that seems to be working so far. And we're building.
Well, but Nick was a real blessing and a real godsend as far as the timing goes on that, because Nick not only broached the subject in a way that I didn't think could be done, but also the timing was really good because it gave me a chance to go back and redo the work in a way that really elevated it. I still have the original draft. If you read the original draft, and you may have been one of the ones who tried, I may have foisted it upon you back in 2005. But if you were one of the unfortunate ones to be in my life who loved me, who read the first draft, it's unbearable. I mean, there are moments that are cool, But you compare that original version to what's out there now, and it's almost like I needed that 15 years, you know?
Sure.
To refocus and reshape. So,
yeah. I think that now with, 85-90% of every book being sold is being sold on Amazon.
Yeah.
Traditional publishing, as we all know, is taking a massive hit.
Oh yeah.
And having your book in a bookstore is really, more of a, it's if that's your goal, great, but it's more of a vanity play.
It is
than anything else.
Yeah.
It's not a, not necessarily a big check maker.
No, it's really not
a big income play.
And really, the money that they used to spend putting you on a book tour, they can now devote to hosting you on YouTube channels, for interviews.
Well, traditional publishing won't. You have to do all your own marketing. Even if you're, absolutely. Traditional publisher's not going to do that for you.
Oh, wow.
You still have to market it.
That's what the agent is for.
The only thing they do that impacts marketing is they have wide distribution to bookstores.
Oh, sure.
So there's going to be visibility there. There might be some like promotional, table placards or whatever they're going to put up in their store. But you still have to go out and do the book signings and plan.
But dude, how else am I supposed to get on Oprah's book club? How else am I supposed to get that coveted sticker?
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I want to get the Newbery,
Yeah.
I want to get the Newbery medal.
Yeah, the Newbery Award. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Did you ever read like any cool books in school growing up that had the Newbery Award?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, have you read any cool books that were Newbery Award winners? No, but I'd still like to have it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'd still take it.
I'd just be like, sure, I'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for real. For real. You hear that Trump got acquitted?
I did. Yeah. So riddle me this for all the Q-tards out there, of which I get it. But like, can you impeach someone who isn't a president anymore?
Well, apparently not.
I mean, how can you even go through that process without it being a total kangaroo court?
It was just political. They kept using the term political theater.
Political theater,
and it proved that was in fact the case.
I just don't. If you want to talk about like the one thing that that makes me think that the Q-tards are right, it's the simple fact that there even is a second impeachment. Because you shouldn't. If someone's not in office anymore, you shouldn't be able to do anything to them on that level,
right,
outside of whatever you could do to a normal citizen. So, because like all the Q-tards are like, well, he really is the president right now. He's still the president.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good point. I mean, if they find this video, they might impeach us.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Grounds for removal from office.
I would. Yeah. I love the publicity alone.
Yeah. That's right.
Put me on Newsmax.
I mean, come on.
Or
it's
OAN.
just establishing grounds to remove someone from an office that they don't even have anymore.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And I don't even think that you can really use that. I mean, I know they talk about it being a preventative measure from allowing that person to run again.
That's the whole point.
But if they're not in office anymore, how is it valid? That's what I keep coming back to.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Because your vote does not matter. They don't care about you.
Well, that's
and
true.
They are not your friends. Even the cool ones, like, have you ever seen the
Mitt Romney?
Yeah. Yeah, the DOA, the DOA horse, I mean, you want to talk about like beating a dead horse that's dead on arrival.
Mitt Romney is what I always imagined Darth Vader looked like underneath all the stuff. Like he takes it off and his hair's perfect. And he's all like,
chiseled,
handsome president businessman.
Yeah, I'm handsome corporate man.
He looks like every villain from the 80s.
Yeah,
you know,
and it basically is
every villain from the 80s and 90s.
Well, it just, I'll give it to the Democrats. Like, at least they're more upfront than the Republicans about their villainy. Like the Republicans always masquerade as, being the defenders of constitutional rights and, the defenders of free speech and the middle class and all this stuff. None of them are. Like, they're all on the take. The only one who's like even remotely cool is the Utah Senator Mike Lee. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video of Mike Lee giving the speech, the rebuttal to the Green New Deal. Pulls out he's got visual aids. It's all satirical, and he's like, what are we going to do about people outside of the contiguous U.S. people like up in Alaska? As far as transportation, Green New Deal wants to do away with, trains and planes. How are these people going to get around? My suggestion to you, Mr. President, is tauntauns. These bipedal repto mammals are
biologically friendly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, it's hilarious, and it's about 13 minutes long, and he goes through like 2 or 3 different things like that. It's really funny. But
I gotta check that out. That's brilliant.
Senator Mike Lee.
Brilliant.
Senator Mike Lee, Green New Deal speech.
Okay.
Probably.
All right, I'll check it out.
Check it out. Yeah. If you've never seen it, man, it's really funny. You guys should check it out. But even that was from a while ago. But yeah. None of these people, they're all corrupt. They're all bought and paid for by China and the other country. And they're all corrupt and awful people, and you shouldn't give any credence to any of them. I mean, every one of them is a vile serpent, And,
we assumed.
Yeah.
We assumed.
Yeah. And in the past 4 months have only shown that. So, to hell with all of them. That is Jonathan Goss's official position on that.
May they all be replaced.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So one thing,
until there are term limits, there's no credibility. With politicians in Washington.
Well, you need term limits. You also need
trust.
You also need hardcore accountability. You need the same laws applying to the average citizen.
You think there would be additional laws?
Yeah.
For being a public servant.
Well, if you apply like biblical principles to it, because I can't remember if it was Paul or Christ, but one of them warns against the high stakes danger of being a shepherd, of being a pastor.
Yeah.
Was it Paul?
Mm-hmm.
So apply those same principles to government.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you can be in this position. I tell you, one thing that they could really do would be you only are allowed to earn the median average income of your home constituency. So if you're a senator from Tennessee, you only make whatever the median average is for Tennessee citizens. And if you get caught making any more money than that, you get all of your money taken away, and you either get kicked out of the country and you're never allowed back, you get executed, or you go to prison for the rest of your life. And that money pays for, and that money will pay for your prison costs until it runs out, and then you face execution or expatriation. I don't know if you guys get this or not, but like,
those are harsh penalties, for sure.
That's what it boils down to. Is like, until you start doing that, nothing changes. So,
I have a neighbor who, Christian raked her leaves.
Oh, cute.
He was out there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I helped him a little bit. We got a yard cleaned up. And she paid him $30.
$30 to rake the leaves?
And I told her that was very generous of you.
Wow.
And she goes, yeah, minimum wage.
Because you worked for 2 hours. But you helped.
I didn't say anything, but I was like, no. Pretty sure it's like half that.
You know what would have been really funny is if you had...
But great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, you take half of the money.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, no, I think you're a little off. I think minimum wage is $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
So I guess this is mine, and then here you go, Christian.
Yeah, there you go. Minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage. No, that money's supposed to go to him. Oh, okay. Take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We already spin it on like Trump flags and MAGA hats. So
you know what'd be so funny is wait for her to be outside when you take that stuff and put it outside. You're like, hey,
Buy some bumper stickers that say minimum wage, $15 minimum wage will sink the economy. Just put it on the back of all of our cars.
Yeah.
Drive slow.
Look at what your minimum wage bought us. Man, this is cool. Hey, when the mob comes and they're all looking to kick in doors, we're gonna send them to your house, okay? You get minimum wage. Yeah. You can pay them. Yeah.
Speaking of the mob, I heard a crazy thing. I was talking to a guy this past week on the phone, and he was doing work in Atlantic City, a charity in Atlantic City he's trying to set up.
Yeah.
And it's a blighted area, and they have crazy laws.
Is it really?
They don't have to document gambling debts.
What?
So, gambling debts don't have to be documented to be legitimate. So if you're in the mob, you could target anyone and be like, you were in my casino. You owe me $30,000.
Yeah.
You know? And then you have to spend like your fortune in court trying to fight it or just pay up.
Wow.
They could just totally just strong arm you into paying whatever
Can they make up a number?
There's no record of the debt.
So how does that
unless you're keeping record of your own debt?
How does it hold up in court?
It doesn't, but the cost to go through the entire to fight it through court is oftentimes more than what the claim is. Yeah. It's so shady.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I was blown away. I had no idea.
Look, violence is the supreme authority. I'm just gonna tell you right now,
Well, whoever controls the military controls the country.
Yeah.
In every country.
Yeah. In
including
every
the
country.
US.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Jason says good stuff. Term limits, period. Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Financially releases. I'm not sure what that means.
Financial disclosures, like releasing senators' tax records. They need to be public information. If you're a public servant, why can't your tax returns be public information?
Yeah, and you should only be allowed to really serve for like 10 to 20 years max. I mean, maybe even less than that.
Just terms, whatever the term. They have a 4-year term, or they have 1 term, 2 term. I mean, just pick a number and let's be done with it and get on with it. But having someone serve like a life for like 40, 50 years.
Yeah. 47 years in office doing what? Just collecting kickbacks to perpetuate.
The insider trading is what kills me.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not in Congress and you know what's going to happen with the stock, a stock's going to go up because there's going to be a giant government investment in a particular firm, and you get wind of that, and then you buy that stock because you had that insider information. That's highly illegal. It's a federal crime. Yeah. But if you're a senator in the same situation, and the legislation on the table is going to boost the profits and shareholder value of a particular company, and then you invest a bunch of your money into it, and then they pass the law, and you personally enrich yourself, how is that not insider trading?
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's okay. And that's what they're all doing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, it is an elite class that writes laws to protect themselves and punish anybody who tries to play their game by their own rules.
And no agenda plays into that more and creates more of an opportunity for that than climate change.
Yeah. Yeah, climate change. Okay.
Climate changed here.
Yeah.
Recently, it's freaking cold. It's like 20 degrees outside, and in this garage, it is also very cold.
Yeah, I wish climate change were real. So it'd be like 70 degrees. It'd be nice.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be great. We shouldn't be complaining. Adam's in the UK. It's got to be freezing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you leave him alone, Shelby? She just wants so much. She just wants the affection.
Well, you know what it is? It's Valentine's Day, and she wants to be with Lily.
Oh,
she wants to be with her girlfriend. We opened Lily's Valentine's Day bark box, and it was like a weird collection of it just was very disappointing. We're like, really? This is okay. Yeah, fair enough. We should have wrapped you.
This is my dog Shelby, everyone.
Easy, killer. Jeez.
She's a Labradoodle. She's a lab with some doodle.
Yeah.
Now she's licking on Jonathan's elbow. Well, you want to do one-offs?
Yep.
You want to do our one-offs?
Let's do one-offs.
All right, let's hold on a second before we do our rock, paper, scissors.
Hey.
Get all loosey-goosey.
Yeah, that's right.
The competition. Turn my head around backwards. Here we go. Let's do this. Yep.
1, 2, 3, shoot. Oh, nice. He's got his mojo back, everybody.
I had my rally cap on. That's why. All right.
Do they have to traditional English weather? Yeah, I bet, man. Yeah. Not a lot of sunlight up there. Do they have to document winnings? Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't know if they have to document, especially if you're an out-of-state citizen. Like, do you have to document winnings over there? That's an interesting one. I'm going to blow my nose.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Go for it. I grab my one off here.
Okay.
I hope that was productive. It sounded like it was.
Yeah, nice and gross for you.
Lots of reasons in that.
I'm hoping this is the Rona so I can be cool.
Me too, because I can't catch it.
Exactly.
If it's the Rona, I can't catch it. I've already been there.
Okay. All right. So for anybody tuning in who, I think all of you guys are probably regulars, but for anybody tuning in who doesn't know, typewriter one-offs are once a week. Nick and I write on our old typewriters. We have like a couple of these old Royal Deluxe typewriters.
Yeah.
So these things are awesome, and you can get them for like under $100 on Marketplace or eBay or whatever. They're super cool. They're a lot of fun. Very focused. It's a different writing experience. Writing on a typewriter. Obviously the mechanical feeling really feels like you're building something. Very tangible, old school, cool, Hemingway-esque kind of. The other thing about it is it tends to laser focus your writing. Because you can't just backspace your way out of something.
Yep. So
you kind of have to think about what you have, or if you're just going to pants it and just wing it and just go, you have to play the wind, as they say in golf, where you kind of have to okay, well, that's not exactly what I wanted, but that's what's on the page. I can't undo it. So we're just going to keep working off of that. The other thing is, no distractions. Unlike a laptop or desktop, there's no Instagram, there's no Facebook, there's no email, there's nothing chirping or chiming or beeping or booping at you, and so you can kind of just
no notifications.
Yeah, it's all mechanical, so you really can just stay focused on exactly what you want. And so it really kind of informs the writing in a really cool way. And every week, Nick and I do just these one-offs where it's just a single page, typically a single page story that we've been talking about compiling into maybe a book to publish, and then people can build off of these, because these are generally not self-contained one-off stories. These are kind of launch pads for other people to write stuff off of. And it just runs the gamut from anything. So it's and we do this every week. All right, let's see. Let me catch up on comments and then we'll read real quick.
Sure.
Let's see. Do I have to document winnings?
Shout out to Bobby Bryson, who's watching on Fringe Mythology as well.
I think another guy named Marcus Barr was watching. I don't know if he's still watching or not.
Awesome.
But,
glad you guys.
Let's see. Fixes a lot.
Glad you guys decided to watch. Thanks for tuning in.
And credit and bad, have the wrong socks and your firm did business with them, but right, So as a GS employee, Jason, if you were out of dress code, did they punish you pretty hard for it? Did they tell you well, everything you've done here, I'm sorry, doesn't count because you weren't wearing the right socks? Answer that, and I'll get through mine here real quick. Okay, so this is mine. This is my typewriter one-off for this week. The New Mexico heat beats down on my brow, sending sweat trickling down my nape and blinding me with its light. I take my hotel key from the clerk and walk across the parking lot to my room. Number 357, third floor with a view. The film crew is waiting for me. Everyone is wearing sunglasses, even inside. The director and one of the actors are there, one fresh off his stupid Transforming Robots from Outer Space franchise, and the other from his role as the smart dwarf in that high-budget fantasy show that appealed to drug-addled sodomites and corporate employees who used to mock fantasy as quote-unquote gay nerd crap. Live long enough, and you'll see the stupidest things become cool. Both of them are bragging incessantly, flipping back their shoulder-length hair and grinning around, sucking teeth and itchy noses. I can't wait for the team to get here. The maid intersects my path. She's older, frail, and with dishwater blonde hair around a ruddy, leathery complexion. She pushes her housekeeping cart and mutters something about the children that I can't quite make out. She turns back to me and shushes me with a finger. Everyone's laughing. And then the room implodes. Harpoons take the dwarf on steel cables, squealing into the afternoon light. The director leaps out of the shattered window and catches a few tow cables, but not before doing something with his hands to make the sun set early. He levitates in the parking lot, soaking up our gunfire and reeling in the team. It gets torn to shreds. Everyone screams. The air fills with gunsmoke. But you can't kill them at night. No wonder this bastard from hell has survived for so long. My lapel pin often gets mistaken for a golden rondelle dagger with wings. It's not. It's a wooden stake. We all had our theories, but now we know. Though it cost us. The Rosicrucians will be angry. But we had to know for sure that these sleepy little backwater filming locations are harvest grounds. Vampires feast on them on the most succulent of meats. Children. And now we know. In Hotel Hollywood.
Ooh, interesting. Surprised you touched on something vampire related.
I had a dream.
Yeah.
It was like
Really?
it was like this massive dream that I had that I woke up at like 11:30 last night or midnight and just I tried to type up as much of it as I could. Dreams are so slippery, man. Like they just, it's like trying to catch smoke.
Oh yeah.
It just the longer you take, the more of it slips away, and you can feel it even as you're typing furiously. Just more of it is just it's like holding ice. You can hold the ice, but eventually the water slips through your fingers and drips away.
Mm-hmm.
And I got about 2/3 of it written down in a Word file, but there was still a lot of it that just there were whole scenes that are missing. And it was like this whole dream about like what if Hollywood was like infested by vampires, and like that's why people go missing. That's why people get sucked in. That's the whole thing with children and the Illuminati and the the Pizzagate stuff, and just Hollywood. It would be a really cool short story. It's just really inspired by like John Carpenter's Vampires, which if you've never seen, you gotta watch John Carpenter's Vampires. John Carpenter's Vampires is awesome. That's where they use like the harpoons to drag them into the sunlight out of their nests so they burn.
Yeah, I remember. That was cool.
Great. And then and James Woods is in that too, who's like the only conservative left in Hollywood. And From Dusk Till Dawn, with it being kind of like a home base out in the middle of nowhere, But it's just like maybe that's it'd be cool if you had a story where Hollywood was just like this like Hotel California of just vampires, and they're just legit vampires, and they're just feasting on children. And so like every vagabond child, every time who comes to Hollywood looking to make a name for themselves, every time they go to a filming location out in Belarus, or Cambodia or something, they're just gorging themselves on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
it's awesome. From a dream, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I have a recurring dream where I'm still working at Starbucks, and I'm still the manager, but I haven't shown up for any of my shifts in like a month. And then I had to finally show up for what I hope is going to be my last shift, and I'm still hired. I haven't been fired yet, and I don't want to be fired, so I show up.
Yeah,
and everything goes wrong. It's too busy. The customers are mean, and everyone hates me because I haven't showed up for any of my shifts.
It's a disaster.
And I'm hoping it's my last shift. And I look at the schedule, and I'm scheduled for like 2 more weeks. I'm like, no. Recurring dream. I've had that dream 24 times over the past 3 years.
Ever really?
Yeah.
That's like the high school dream.
It's a different store every time. Different employees.
Yeah.
Different customers. But it's the same dream.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it.
Yeah.
That's a nightmare.
I have the same one about high school. And it's all the same stuff. You're just back in high school. You're having to take classes over again. You didn't graduate, it turns out,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Just makes you want to kill yourself. Kill everyone around you.
Well,
so
anyways, a lot of people feel that way about high school and their experience.
Yeah, and
very few people have great high school experiences.
Yeah.
That's very rare.
But you know what? I'll tell you this, man. Like I learned this from being in ordination class. If you I didn't ask for that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. That's what it's here for.
I'm so rude.
No, it's okay. No, it's for both of us.
So like,
I have a giant tanker to refill it in the
that's true.
kitchen. So
That's
we're
true.
good.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yeah.
One thing I've learned from especially being in ordination class like 12 years ago is because I saw the wide variance of ages. Mm-hmm. I mean, you talk about running the gamut of ages.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything from my age on the young side to 70s.
Yeah.
And it was a lot like being back in high school. And I've seen that several times over in jobs, in other social circles.
You're talking about in how people are
the dynamics,
relating to each other, talking, treating each other essentially.
Yeah.
The dynamic of the classroom, not the fact that it's a classroom setting and they're
right. Oh yeah.
Material.
Thank you. Yeah.
Not a bunch of adults saying, "Oh, this is great material. Let's all behave, and support each other and learn this."
Here's the thing:
people revert to that high school mentality.
Yeah. Whatever problems you or your children are having in high school, figure them out now. Because it doesn't go away when you become an adult.
Yeah.
People don't mature. Like some of the corporate environments that I've worked in, man, people have college degrees, people are married, people have children, people have responsibilities and salaries. Mm-hmm. And you know what? They are no different than freshman French class. Mm-hmm. It's no different, the maturity level. And that's the majority of people. And so, like, if I had children, and they were in high school, I would tell them, like, we got to figure this out now. You have to figure out how to navigate this at the very least, or defeat it, preferably, because this is what life is like. This is what the majority of people are like for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
They are this immature, they're this petty, they're this cliquey, this stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to deal with that forever. So you better figure it out, or else you're going to be behind. You're going to be behind the power curve in every social interaction moving forward, and it's not going to help you at all.
Yeah,
and that's a dismal, cynical.
It's unfortunate,
thing, but it's true. I mean,
for most people.
Yeah,
for most people.
Tribalism. Yeah.
Yeah. Made from babies. Baby. Oh gosh. I'm guessing that the vampires in Hollywood are probably sick of Mexican food.
Yeah. They're probably sick of Korean barbecue. They need a new war to import fresh, exotic baby meat.
Yeah.
That's why they're all like gunning for aliens, because it's like, what do alien babies taste like? Can we get our adrenochrome from alien babies?
Dude, yeah. I bet they're hoping it's out of this world. So my turn. Sorry, that was
go for it.
Low-hanging fruit.
I know. Yeah.
All right, here's my one off.
Low-hanging fruit tastes good though. It's juicy.
Yeah,
I like it when it dribbles down my chin.
You can smell it in my beard.
Yeah, you can smell the aroma in my beard.
Or in my case, my Dick Van Dyke goatee.
Yeah,
whatever this is. I don't even know what this is. Unshaved. All right. When David looked over his shoulder, he caught movement in his periphery. It was an ashy gray flash contrasted by the stark red and pink that blazed against the foot-deep snow. He was a little surprised. Typically, the predator had long since fled, and only the mildly fearful scavengers remained to suckle at the carnage. David knew from the size of his evader, the height of this grayish blur that just ducked out of view, that it was most definitely the same elusive creature he'd been studying for the past 6 months. Not that he needed an encounter with the beast to confirm it. The spray of blood, the carefully curated organs stripped from the carcass, and the absence of footprints were all telltale signs, calling cards. David had puzzled for months at his quarry's technique, its movements, and most of all, he wondered at its intelligence. While he sensed a small degree of danger being in the beast's immediate presence, he felt very little threat. Had this thing been stringing him along, vanquishing smaller life forms and leaving them as gifts for David? Perhaps this was the nature of the beast, to baffle its pursuers with the most bizarre hodgepodge or menagerie of victims. Every time it was a different victim, each successively larger than the last. This time, it was the neighbor's cat, Meow Meow Dickens. When David heard the doorbell ring, his mind snapped back to his task. He patted his leg and whistled. Come on, Rollo, come inside now. Rollo, the huge gray wolf husky mix, bounded through the yard, leapt onto the deck, and heeled at David's left knee. A black kitty cat collar dangled from Rollo's mouth. Tufts of white hair and pink bits of gore shamelessly still entangled in its fibers. Attaboy. David offered a quick ear scratch. Best we keep this between you and me, he said. David picked up Meow Meow Dickens' collar that Rollo laid worshipfully at his feet and flicked it into the kitchen trash bin, then headed to the front door to deflect his neighbor.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Here's what's
You think he's tracking like the dog man.
Right.
And he's just fantasizing because he's let his dog have to take a crap and saw another animal he killed.
Yeah.
Basically.
I love it. Well, the beautiful psychological insight of that is the name of the cat, Meow Meow Dickens.
Meow Meow Dickens.
Yeah, because every unlovable Frumposaurus Rex chick I have ever known is a massive fan of Charles Dickens. And it's disgusting. And it's almost like if you're talking to a girl and you don't know what she looks like, just ask her, what do you think of Charles Dickens? And she's like, oh, I love Charles Dickens. Like David Copperfield's my favorite book. You're like,
They haven't read any of Dickens.
Done.
They haven't read it. They're just trying to sound smart.
All cat novels.
I love Dickens. I'm a fan, but I'm not a chick.
Yeah, but you're a man. Yeah.
I appreciate Dickens at a much deeper level.
Yeah, man level.
Yeah.
I mean, God, we're not demonetized yet. What? I'm a little sick, so I don't care. So, whatever.
Dickens' first book, his debut novel, Pickwick Papers. It's about a club of men that go all the way around England. Not a chick in the whole novel. It's all really? Dudes in a fraternity.
Yeah, I think
it's awesome. Really,
I think there are some very psychologically relevant reasons why women at least pretend to love Charles Dickens, but you can almost tell, like, of course, a cat lady. The archetypal cat lady
is going to name her cat.
Meow Meow Dickens,
right?
because the despair that's in Great Expectations is the same despair that she feels about her unfulfilled life.
Right.
And
and now
that she deserves.
Now she also feels because she can't find Meow Meow Dickens.
Right, and now it's even worse.
Gone.
Yeah, Meow Meow Dickens is gone because
he's so gone.
Yeah, Meow Meow Dickens thought it was a good thing to go up against. What was the dog's name?
Rollo. Yeah, Rollo.
Right.
As in the Viking.
Yeah. Dogs always win.
Yeah.
That's
Heck yeah.
So
she needs a little Dickens. Yeah, she does.
Yeah. She needs a little Dickens. But who's gonna make that sacrifice?
Not the Nickens.
Yeah. The Nickens ain't gonna make the Dickens. The Dickens ain't gonna come from the Nickens.
Oh man. I wrote another one off too. I wrote two today because we're always like it's always a last minute thing where I just finished right before you walk in to do this.
Yep.
And I actually did it early today and I wrote two, so I'm good for next week.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
okay.
I'm good for next week.
I literally have walked in.
It's probably the one that they all aren't great, but it's going to be on this really sucks.
Yeah,
it probably will be. But hey, you know what?
I like to set the bar as low as possible so that you can just sort of roll over it, like you would in bed, just absolute minimal effort.
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
I have walked in before, by the way, getting ready to do this to the sound of the typewriter. So yeah.
I like to set the bar as high as possible and pretend I'm a limbo champion.
Right. Yeah. I'm just going to coast right under this.
Yep.
I'm going to contort myself in a way that exhibits maximum effort to go under this.
Right.
When half of the effort would have landed me over it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's it.
Yeah. Well,
what do you have going on this week? What's coming up?
Adam submitted the first 15 minutes for the next Angel novel. So if you're watching this, even if you don't care about me, like, you should support Adam and all of the hard work he does by buying those Heavenly Realms books on Audible.
Yeah.
We split the proceeds in half. So like, he does a ton of work, and my truest fear is that Adam will see that it is not worth his time to keep doing these novels, and will be like, like,
pay me up front.
Yeah, pay me up front to like make this. So
that's
like,
why I'm like, we got to sell some books.
Yeah, if you guys enjoy this, man, like, go buy the Audible books, man, or do something, because like, God bless, it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work.
Or at least leave a review if you've already bought them. A review is a big one too.
Hitting that hard. Hitting that hard. Adam is a phenomenal voice.
Yeah, he's a huge asset.
Voice, an amazing narrator.
And he does accents. Has he done any accents?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude, he's good.
He's done he has several different accents he's using between all the characters in the Travelers League in book 3.
That's very sweet of you. Yeah. Stuck with you for the whole series. I'll take it. You know what's sad is, like, I
screenshot that.
Yeah,
screenshot
really.
that.
Yeah, is that legally binding? Yeah, let's run that past the lawyer.
That's great.
No, it's he does a really good job, and especially what he did with Triptych Codex was really good, which I think technically, as far as Audible is concerned, is the second Heavenly Realms novel.
Okay.
Empyrean Falling was good. Grey Aegis is good. Sturm and Drang is shaping up to be really good. But what he did with Triptych Codex was really impressive and not easy, because he poor Adam, he gave Giad Althaziel, the third author in the journal, in the main book in Empyrean Falling, he gave him a Scottish accent.
Oh, nice.
Right, which sounded awesome and like totally informed the writing, right?
Yeah.
But
so your writing started changing a little bit.
Right. So I started writing because I had my character on the boats was a Scottish tyrant. Mm-hmm. So I know that, like, there's some things that you say with a Scottish accent that you don't say. You speak a certain way with a Scottish accent. Their word choices come into play because of the dialect. But when it came to Triptych Codex, the whole third journal is Althaziel. So now he's like stuck in order to maintain consistency.
Oh no.
Like reading. So I'm sorry, Adam. I should have warned you. I didn't think about it. It's kind of like he's really expressed interest in doing this unabridged edition that we have going on. Mm-hmm. This that I finally finished a couple weeks ago. This like 777 page unabridged edition. And it's really, really cool. And I'm really proud of all the work we did in it. Or that I did in it, but it's really Tempest heavy. It like really fleshes out the character of Umbra Tempest.
Yeah.
And Adam did this very, very cool, very raspy, serpentine, slithering kind of voice for Tempest.
Nice.
That I can tell strains his vocal cords.
Oh no.
Right. So it's like, Adam, you're welcome to do it, buddy. I got it more or less done. I got to tweak a little bit here and there. I got a proof copy coming out on Wednesday, but man, it's a lot of Tempest. It's a lot of Tempest talk. So I don't know. Like we can revisit that. You may need to change up the voice. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but so anyways, I got to wrap everything up. Sturm and Drang, Heavenly Realms, Sturm and Drang, the third novel in the series or the fourth according to Audible is currently in the works. Okay. With Adam. Okay. He's working on that, so that should be done soon.
Awesome.
And then I have the proof copies for the fifth book, Wayfarers.
Okay.
And the 777 page unabridged edition coming in on Wednesday. I was working on. I had some credit with Fiverr, so I went ahead and like hired a map artist to do like a cool fantasy like ink black and white kind of map. So
that's cool.
We're working on that.
Gotta do that for the Travelers League.
Yeah, you need to. I don't, like, how do you do that for the Travelers League? That's weird.
You have to have 12 different maps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cha-ching!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Mm-mm.
You're looking at probably.
I can't draw.
You're looking at probably $100 a map.
Yeah.
So.
Oh.
I mean, maybe less depending on how you want to work it. But anyways,
Adam says.
Yeah, that's good. The effort was worth the result.
Yep.
Yeah, it was, man. It was really good.
That would be awesome. Let's leave it until last so the others don't struggle.
Yeah. Well, and you got Nick's stuff to work on, which I guarantee is going to be far more lucrative.
Well,
I
hope it's lucrative. Yes,
yeah.
Absolutely. He finished reading book 3, narrating book 3, and I'm 2/3 through the way reviewing that.
Oh, good.
And I have the actual book in my hand as I'm reviewing it, and there hasn't been one miss.
Yeah.
There has been one thing I'm like, oh, well, he needs to really go. Oh, he mispronounced that, or he skipped a word, or nothing. It's like airtight. Yeah. The first like 2/3 of the entire book. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Really loving it, but I'm going to finish that up. So this coming week, I plan on reviewing the remaining chapters, and then, if there's nothing to fix, we're going to submit it, and if otherwise, I'll send whatever edits back to him.
Yeah,
but it sounds so great. I wish I just found him like when I started looking for narrators for book 1. It's so great. Yeah. So I'm really enjoying that. Eva May's book is out. My daughter's book is out.
Oh, cool.
Mermacorn. Yep.
Yeah.
Ebook. It's out in ebook. I just hit publish on the paperback today.
Okay.
And
I was going to ask.
Yep. On Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And
sweet.
She wanted, and the only reason, and my apologies to Adam, but my daughter wanted a female narrator. Yeah. She wanted a female narrator. So we put it out for auditions for female narrators last week. And we got a dozen auditions.
Did you really?
Yes. And then yesterday morning, we narrowed it down to our top 3, and I let Eva May choose which one.
Cute.
And so she chose, and so that's in the works. And I was like, are you sure you don't like Adam? He's got this wonderful British accent. He's a great deep voice. He's a great reader. She said, I really want a girl voice. Okay, it's her book. Her name's on it.
Her book. Yeah.
It really is her project, and that's the only reason. So
fair enough.
But that's in the works. And what else? We got a Kid Ventures episode uploaded today. Me and my kids, a Valentine's Day edition.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. This coming week is just more writing the next Travelers League book.
Yeah, good. Wait, there's another Travelers League book?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the one where I take all the different ideas from all those kids and write a big long backstory.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of have. Can we talk about the Return of the King thing?
Sure.
Do you want to? Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So, like, Nick has this really cool concept. I don't know. Did it come out of the Kid Ventures stuff, or was it its own separate thing? Because we were talking about like the Smitty sort of Return of the King,
the redemption story.
The redemption story. Yeah. Did that come out of the Kid Ventures thing, or
no? No, not at all. The redemption, Smitty's redemption story. I mean, that started with book 4, like year before last, or year before last.
Yeah. See, that's a cool story too. Like, anytime you're involving like old dudes having to be badasses again.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's always like that Man in the Iron Mask kind of vibe. That's really cool.
Yeah, and from our conversations, the idea for that last book that has not yet been written, where the 2 main Travelers League guys are old.
Yeah.
And they're brought back, like somebody comes and gets them, they need their help to, do whatever. You got to come back to the worlds. You got to save the kingdom. And they're like old dudes.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to write that.
I love that idea, man. That's so cool.
It's a good idea. I'm probably going to, I don't know. After this Travelers League book, I'm probably going to pause on the Travelers League books for a while.
Yeah.
Because I have just other things I want to write.
That's good.
Yeah.
So would that make it a 7-novel series at that point if you did that book?
It is 5 plus an already existing backstory, which Adam narrated. And the Mermacorn makes book 7.
Oh, okay.
So the Hoppus Chronicles, what I'm writing right now, will be the 8th book in the entire series.
Yeah.
Then that one will be 9. I might as well go for 10.
Yeah, you might. Yeah.
It'll probably be a 10-book series.
Yeah, I did the same thing with Heavenly Realms.
Like,
where like
round it up. I got to round it up.
Yeah. Like I got to.
There's 12 worlds. I can come up with something.
Oh, dude, it's got to be 12.
I can keep going.
Yeah,
you should go all 12.
Just do 12.
Yeah,
I
might have to.
Just 12. Yeah, see. Whatever. You can totally do it.
All 5 books in the series are basically like the same word count as your first book in your series.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but like it doesn't take you 10 years to do it.
True.
That's the difference.
True.
True. Yeah. See, it's like a time versus like effort kind of thing in a lot of ways. So, that's awesome, man.
I just poop out a first draft and send it to an editor and say, here's your polishing rag.
You know what? I honestly
get after it.
Honestly, you get to a point with editing where you're just like, I am so sick of dealing with this crap.
I do one read through.
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, no, it's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I would read it and not throw it down. I'm going to send it to my editor.
And Adam, God bless you, buddy. I do the same thing with your stuff where it's like, you know what? If there's nothing glaring, then this is one man's interpretation of my stuff. Good enough. Off it goes.
Yeah.
Like, like the train just you got to keep the train rolling.
Jim Pal's watching on French mythology.
Yeah,
Jim. Hey,
solidarity,
buddy.
Brother. Yeah.
Man, thanks for watching.
Yeah, I thought about Jim the other day as I was cleaning my my AK.
Yeah.
I'm back on the AK train, Jim. Just so you know.
Are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
I gotta trade it for an AK pistol. Here's the thing about the AK for anybody who wants to know. The ballistics out of a 16-inch barrel rifle AK are not a whole lot better than out of a pistol AK. So if you're looking to get into the AK game, and by the way, it's a good idea too because the ammo is still pretty cheap right now. Look for an AK pistol. Get an AK pistol with a 12 or even 8-inch barrel. Even at half the length of a rifle, you're still only losing like maybe 100 or 200 feet per second velocity, which is negligible at best for what you're probably using it for. I mean, like the AK pistols are awesome and they're so much more compact. They're lighter. They're easier to manipulate. They're more easy to stow, especially in a vehicle, using and out of a vehicle. Like the AK is great because it burns its powder pretty fast in the barrel. So like that round, you don't really need a 16-inch barrel. That's something to keep in mind for anybody out there who's looking to get in on the game. And 5.56 and 9mm ammo are so prohibitively costly right now.
Yeah.
And 7.62 by 39, which is what the AK shoots, has not really jumped up a whole lot.
That's awesome.
It's still under 50 cents a round, which is crazy, despite everything that everybody's trying to do in the US right now. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I mean, 5.56, obviously, that's the round everyone's trying to get.
Yeah.
Everyone's got an AR. Everyone wants that.
An AR.
That's super expensive.
Yeah. So
but I'm running out of yard to bury ammo in. Running out of square.
Right.
I'm starting to run into gas lines and stuff. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's all right. When it kicks off, they'll just be neighbors. There'll be certain minimum wage neighbors.
Yeah.
Who you can just,
$15 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or child labor minimum wage.
Here's your.
Right.
Yeah.
Apparently, I got both going on in my home right now.
You just run up that black flag.
You
just be like, look.
Yeah.
Get out.
By the way, since Jim is watching.
Oh, Jim.
We're enjoying bourbon from
Dude.
the decanter you gift me with on my
This is
birthday.
For you, Jim.
So to Jim Pal.
The great, the powerful Jim Pal. Yeah.
I'm glad he joined. We do this every Sunday night. We've been doing this is episode 14. And we do this every Sunday night. I've been doing it for, obviously 4 or 5 months at least.
Yeah.
And around 4:30, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Central Standard Time.
And we've had some regulars like our narrator for our novels on Audible, Adam Burrell. He joins us.
Yep.
A couple buddies of mine join us. It's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
So we're happy that Jim was able to join in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We miss you, Jim.
Yeah.
And your giant friggin' gross hobbit feet.
I never know.
You know, Jim's the only dude I've ever seen who could like stand out in 27-degree weather with no shoes and socks on.
Oh yeah, it doesn't
and it doesn't affect him. And he's like in Florida.
Yeah, he lives
like,
in Florida now.
You know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He wears shorts every day of the year. Shorts and bare feet. He's got a great setup down there.
Yeah.
He's living high on the hog, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy for him. Miss having you up here in Tennessee though, that's for sure.
I'm telling you, dude, if I could, all of my friends are like they're all like me in that they don't like leaving the house and they don't like meeting new people and they don't like going places. But truly, if I could get like Jason and Delta and Jim and like an Adam over here and like John and
be a great group.
David's if I could get Star and like all of these people in a room together, like none of them want to do it. And I get it. I totally get it.
Because they haven't met each other. Nobody's met each other.
No one's
They're
met
all
each
strangers
other,
to each other.
But it's like you don't understand the brotherhood that already exists between all of you guys.
Yeah.
You know?
For real.
And oh man. Well, some of them, like Jason and Delta, they kind of have crossed paths before. But yeah, let's see. Even John
someone texting you, someone watching and texting you?
Yeah, I got a nice back channel
lurker
set up. Yeah, I got a lurker back channel.
We got lurkers watching the video that are texting us.
Yeah, I got a buddy who's working on a Rigby site.
They got the inside, they got the interior lines of communication.
That's right. Yeah, deep
to the live stream.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what do you have? Let's see. Did we cover what you have coming up?
We didn't do our toast.
Oh, we didn't do the toast.
Yeah, we didn't even do the toast. Can you believe that?
You know, it's because the mic was off and we weren't thinking about it.
Thank goodness we didn't do it when the mic was off. We started the first 30 seconds of the show with no sound.
All right, so if you're drinking with us, Jim, if anybody, Jason, Jason, I know you're drinking, so shut up. Don't even pretend like
don't even play.
If you're drinking with us, let's go ahead and do the toast together.
Yeah.
Our little Gosslings toast. It's cheesy, but we love it. We came up with it.
Yeah.
So
you start? Me start? I'll start. I'll start. Yeah. Take up the broken sword of your father.
And strike down the darkness.
Cheers.
If we don't do that, somebody's got to yell at us.
Yeah. I can't believe we missed it.
I know.
I think just, kind of being under the weather and everything's kind of thrown off because it's Valentine's Day and everything else.
Yeah, it's a V-Day.
Crazy. Yeah. It's happy VD.
Mm-hmm. Happy VD, everybody.
Happy VD, everyone.
Go out there and make some mistakes.
And if you miss your opportunity, St. Patrick's Day, right around the corner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. St. Patrick's Day, right around the corner.
Literally a month.
Mardi Gras in the same area.
That is like next week, I think.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
We had tons of opportunities to offend God.
Yeah.
And be stupid.
On on allegedly his holidays.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, thank you, Catholics.
Yeah, that we took from the Catholics. Well, what were they doing with
and
them?
turn them into excuses for drunken revelry.
Yeah.
Basically is what we've done.
I mean, really, how is that any better than what they were doing with them anyways?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
All the elements are there.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You can either bust out the communal wine or you can bust out the whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just more Irish oppression.
What's America?
The first slaves.
This is America.
Yeah. All right,
America. We even name our whiskey after, Bullet.
Bullet. Yeah.
Yeah. Not only do we have the alcohol, we name it after cool stuff.
Yeah. Cool stuff to fill up the bodies of tyrants.
Yeah.
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 Not gonna get started on that.
Don't. I can't take any more news.
Yeah.
I can't.
No more news. Yeah.
But if you see any 3%ers out there, you see any QAnon folks, just tell them the Gosslings said, shut up.
Yeah. Put up or shut up.
Just shut up. You didn't do anything. Shut up.
We want you to be right. Just put up or shut up.
Yeah. Just be right.
Yeah.
Don't be loud. Be right.
Right. Don't be loud. Be right. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For real.
All right. Well,
man, anything else?
I don't think so. I think I'm gonna go and sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna go and do a Valentine's dinner with mother-in-law, wife, and kids. We're gonna get our Valentine's Day chocolate sugar rush on. Nice. And that's it. Hopefully I can get to bed a decent hour. I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
And then writing tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
4:00. Good for you.
I say that again. Put up or shut up.
Yeah. Not me. I'm just gonna keep playing Diablo 2. I know.
The recently rediscovered Diablo 2.
Yeah, I know you
Because you
people want me to write Sasquatch Lists,
the
but
CD
honestly,
drive.
you know what? I've written a lot of angel books. You can go read those. So I don't owe you people anything. You ungrateful colonials.
I love it. Check it out. Oh, so
All
good.
right. I guess we're gonna get out of
All
here.
right, guys.
We got a thing to do.
Yep.
Delta, Jason, Adam, appreciate you.
Yes,
John,
absolutely.
I know you've been watching too. Jim, appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Love you, man. You guys are awesome. So let's see. I guess I think we're all caught up here.
I think so.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
cool.
I think so.
Well, we will see you guys
All
later.
right. Bye,
I'm
guys.
Jonathan. This is Nick. We're the Gosslings.
Yep.
And we're out of here.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye,
Peace.
guys. See you.